Have you ever felt like you were not doing enough with your kid? Answer more than likely would be yes. You have ran the hamster wheel of feeling like maybe they're not getting enough of a particular subject, they're not getting enough social interaction, they're not getting enough something challenging, they're not getting enough of something. And you, as their sole provider of education, feel the need to make sure they get everything they need, every need met through what you provide. And we feel that great responsibility resting on our shoulders. However, I heard a scripture today, and every time I've heard this scripture, it's always applied and been applicable to me in my spiritual walk, but today I heard it through different ears. And every once in a while I find like the Lord constantly having to encourage me and remind me of what my role and what my responsibility really truly is with my kids, and that it's not completely and totally on my shoulders. And he gives me perspectives to help me to alleviate that stress, to alleviate that sense of overwhelming, or alleviate that feeling like I'm running behind somebody's clock or I'm not doing enough. And today that scripture was Romans 12:2, and it says, "Do not be conformed to this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind, that you might prove what is the good and holy acceptable will of the Lord, of God." Usually when I've heard that scripture, I've always thought about myself. Don't conform to the world and the way that the world is doing things. But for the first time, I actually heard it through what's been going on in my mind, through my mind is always thinking about what else my kids might need to experience, what we didn't get accomplished this school year, what else we might need to do. And I felt like the Lord was just telling me, you don't need to feel the need to conform. And there's a conformity, a mold, if you will, that we're trying in our minds to fit our kids into, to make sure that they're going to be successful out here in the world somewhere someday, that we're hoping that we're putting enough on their tool belt that when they leave our homes, when they fly out of the nest, that they're going to be able to be independent, that they're going to bless their spouses and so forth and so on. But I heard the scripture, do not conform. And if we're thinking of conform being a molding, or if you will, like a cookie cutter, it's reminding us as homeschool moms, don't worry about your child conforming or being the cookie cutter version of something, even if it's not what the world wants, but maybe it's even what you in your mind are hoping to accomplish with your child, and you feel frustrated because they're not fitting into the mold, or they're not conforming into even the mold that you have for them. But I feel like the Lord just wants us as homeschool moms to know that our success is in our trust in God, and that He will fill every gap, that He will, whatever their learning challenges are, if you have struggling learners, that He knows what He's placed inside of them. He knows what He wants them to be. And the best thing we can do is offer to God what we have in our hands and what we have to give, and God does the rest. We see it time and time again with Gideon. God wanted to ensure so much that the people knew about His presence and about His strength and about who God was, that He even subtracted resources so that His glory could shine through in the middle of a battle when it seemed like there wasn't enough. And sometimes we feel like we're not doing enough as homeschool moms, but all that means is that it gives God an opportunity to let His presence and His glory shine through into our family, through to our kids. We don't have to feel like it's all on our shoulders. God actually subtracted those resources so that people could not say, oh, it is by our might, it is by what we've done. And it's the same way with homeschooling. Think, oh, maybe this curriculum or that curriculum, or this program or that program. I know I certainly do that oftentimes. However, God is saying you have exactly what you need. You have plenty. You have enough, because when God is on your side, that is all you need to succeed, is God. And so I just wanted to make this quick video just to encourage the homeschool mom's heart, to let you know that whatever you are offering up to the Father, whatever that is, if you're not doing all the field trips you wanted to get to, if you're not getting to all the books that you wanted to get to, if you're halfway through the curriculum and you're not making as much progress as you wanted to, when we are presenting all that we have to the Father, He said, watch me win battles with the little bit that you've given me, that you probably never could have done had you done it out of your own strength and out of your own might. Because in our minds, we're trying to scramble and do it out out of our own strength, out of making sure that we get the right book and the right this and the right that. And there's nothing wrong with being proactive and diligent and trying to make sure we have all the right things for our kids, but we don't want to do it out of a place of fear. And right now I'm really just talking to myself, but I'm just sharing with you what the Lord really speaks to me, and what he has to remind me of on a consistent basis is that these are his kids and I'm also one of his kids, and that he has us as a family in his hands, and that whatever I offer to him, what might seem like a little bit to me, is enough for him, and it will succeed when I place it in his hands, because when I acknowledge him, he will direct my path. So as an encouragement to you for the rest of your school year, if you don't finish the things that you thought you would accomplish, it's okay. Offer it to the Lord. Offer your children to the Father. Pray about next steps and how to move forward, and he will make sure that whatever gaps our kids have, that they will succeed, because he's going to guide their footsteps, and leading them to him is actually the priority and the most important thing that we can do for our children in our everyday homeschooling. So I hope that this has blessed you. And a real quick commercial, if you have not already heard, we're going to be doing a homeschool one day away for homeschool moms on February 29th. I will have the flyer at the end of this video. I hope that you would register, sign up. Lunch is included. We're going to have fun. We're going to have some time of connection. We're going to have devotion, prayer, and just spend some time enjoying one another's company as a community. I hope you can make it. Hope to see you there. God bless.